Now, here's a short story which sadly proves that in life, sometimes you can't trust anybody, even family. However, it's always satisfying to see when justice is served and karma comes for these types of people. Titled, I've been married for a month and my husband has been having an affair with my sister. And a shout out to Paul for sending this story. This lady says here, I've been in shock since I found out. We've been married for a month. He's been having the affair with my sister since before we got engaged back in November. Holy crap. My sister is 8 months pregnant. Her husband was the one who discovered the affair, and he is divorcing her. He had to get the test done on the advice of his aunt, who is a solicitor, to make sure their 1.5-year-old son is his child, but my sister doesn't yet know if her husband or my husband is the father of her baby. This woman's sister has been hooking up with her husband, and that guy still married this woman here. Awful. There's no forgiveness for this. I've been seeking a divorce, even though my husband wants us to go through counseling and stay married. Yeah, okay. He was banging her sister, and she's pregnant with his baby. They're going to stay married? I'm an advocate, a barrister, so I won't have any trouble finding a solicitor at least. He's cheating on a lawyer. Is he nuts? The law only takes adultery into consideration as to why the marriage broke down, and not how the assets are divided or settled. However, at least I will not have to pay him support since we were only married for 1 month before I moved out of our flat. I'll never speak to my sister again no matter how much she begs me to forgive her, and I'm not staying married to my husband no matter how much he begs me to stay. I don't believe either of them when they say they are sorry, not one bit. Now we'll be doing the update in a second here. The intro is short, but the update is longer. You're darn right, it's over with. Of course she can't stay with that guy. And he cheated on a lawyer. Do you know how she can easily have many friends make his life a nightmare? But you know what? Now he's with the sister. But you want to talk about garbage. I bet you this sister is probably jealous of this gal telling the story about her whole life, and this is her revenge. Well, we'll see about that. Now the update. It says, I've been married for a month and my husband's having an affair, blah, blah, blah. He says, people who say I should get over it when someone cheats on you has no idea what it's like. Last June, I found out that my husband, who's 39, was having an affair with my sister, who's 27 years old. So this woman telling the story is 27, the sister's 27, the baby. Usually, when there's a massive age difference between siblings, and usually if it's girls, the youngest is a spoiled brat. Right here. I've been married a month. The affair began before I was engaged, and my sister's husband, who's 27, was the one who found out first. When it was discovered, my sister was about 8 months pregnant with a baby girl, and it turned out to be my ex-husband as the father. Holy crap. Well, the one I feel bad here is the child that was born in that mess. Poor kid. Apparently, he was furious when he found out because he didn't want children. My ex-husband and I met in an online dating group for people who don't want kids or to date people who have children from former relationships. Well, tough shit, asshole. You got to pay for a kid. My ex-husband and my sister both begged me to forgive them. Fat chance. I mean, she should forgive so she doesn't walk around with hate and anger in her heart, but beyond that, the hell with them. My sister said she can't help it if she fell in love with him, and my ex-husband said he couldn't be blamed for what happened. Holy crap. No accountability to both of them. I fell in love. Please, people that do that are not capable of love. No way. Couldn't be blamed for what happened. I couldn't believe they thought that he could be forgiven and forgotten. My ex-husband didn't want a divorce, and neither did my sister from my former brother-in-law. Well, too bad. You know, if she was so in love with him, and he couldn't help it, then why did this dude marry the woman telling the story here? Really? Come on here. Well, I'm divorced now. Well, congratulations. I'm an advocate known as a barrister in the rest of the UK, so I was fortunate to already know the best solicitors who could represent me in my divorce. That guy was crazy to cheat on her. Since I was only married for a month before I sought a divorce and moved out of our flat, I did not have to pay my ex-husband maintenance, and the divorce did not take very long. Well, that's good. It's a different story for my sis and my former brother-in-law. They were married for longer, they own property, and they have a son together. He was 17 months old when the affair was discovered. Another poor kid. My sister may end up having to pay spousal and child maintenance since she earns more money. Ha ha ha. And she's going to whine and cry about that till the day she dies. Their divorce is ongoing. I haven't spoken to my former brother-in-law since I first left my ex-husband, but I feel bad for him. He was devastated when he found out about the affair and the baby not being his child. He didn't deserve any of that. No, he didn't. Not at all. And I hope he takes his freaking, this chick's sister to the cleaners. People who say you should just get over it when someone cheats on you has no idea. I've never felt pain like this before. It wasn't just emotional, it was physical as well. I'm still heartbroken over this. I have no idea it could hurt so much. Well, remember, some people might say, well, you were only married a month. Well, they were obviously together for years, and look at also the humiliation this woman went through. I'm starting to see a counselor, but it doesn't feel like enough. I haven't seen or spoken to my ex-husband since I moved out of the flat. The only contact during the divorce was through our solicitors. He's dead to me, and so is my sister. Oh, good. I wouldn't have anything to do with these motherfuckers either. I haven't seen or spoken to my sister since shortly after I left my ex-husband, and I never want to see her again. She's dead to me. I don't think I'll ever heal from this. You will heal from this, but it's going to take time. Because, I think probably the harder thing for her was the betrayal from her sister, But no, she is dead to you. But I say, just like any guy, just take it one day at a time. And it's going to be a roller coaster of emotions, but in time she will heal, but it'll be like a broken glass. The glass is broken, or a broken mug, and you put it all back together, but still has cracks. That's going to be her heart. I'm fortunate my parents, my other sister, and most of my family support me and have disowned my traitor sister and no longer have contact with her. Ha ha ha. Good. She deserves it. Anyone who tells me I should forgive her or choose her over me gets removed from my life with no second chance. I don't ever want to hear anything about either one of them again. Hey, I don't blame her. From what my ex-husband's solicitor said during our divorce, the sister and ex-husband, plan to marry after she's granted a divorce. Oh my God. What do you want to talk about a match made in hell? Those two are going to get married. They're going to be cheating on each other. Guaranteed. I haven't heard anything about either one of them since then. Well, I have a question. That kid they had, which obviously, was a result of their affair, is the family or her parents going to have anything to do with that child? Because it's certainly not fair to that child, right, to be, shunned. It's a big mess. I try not to think about either one of them. They were the two people I love the most in the world, and they did something that I'll never heal from. They are selfish, and they destroyed me. Anyone who says I should get over this or forgive them or forget has no idea what it's like. So obviously she got lots of forgive and forgets from either on Reddit or people in her life. But no, these are rotten people, and she should disown her sister. Again, I just feel bad for that kid. So guys, again, like the saying goes, don't try to understand women. Women understand women. They hate each other. Al Bundy. Yeah, exactly. And I'm willing to bet you this sister, 10 years difference between her and the sister here, was the baby, spoiled, and probably was just jealous of her older sister here. Had to have all the guys, that type of thing. And look what happened. Now, a couple comments. One guy says, guaranteed the only reason the sister's marrying the ex at this point is because he's all she has since she's been disowned by the entire family. It's a marriage of convenience. Something tells me that's going to be a toxic relationship, as I'm sure there'll be resentment there from both of them, and they'll have no one else to blame but themselves. Yeah, but they're not going to blame themselves. They're going to blame everybody else about this whole thing. All I can say for the ex who never wanted kids, karma. While I feel for the kid, I hope the kid doesn't grow up with parents that resent them. They don't deserve that. Yeah, I still feel bad for that kid. Another one. Reading this hurt me inside. I hope you find a coping mechanism to get you through this tough time. The scars don't really heal, but they do fade enough to allow you to move forward. Fuck her and him. You don't have to ever justify your feelings to anybody ever. You were betrayed by someone who should never betray you. You were hurt by someone who should have loved you and cherished you. Fuck them both to hell. Move forward, don't look back. Amen. So I say to her what I say to everybody else, one day at a time. Surround yourself with people that really care about you, that are on your team. Get some counseling if that's helpful. Go to the gym, exercise, be healthy and all that, one day at a time. It will get better. You're never going to be the same, ever. But you will be all the wiser. And by the way, the sister will try, guaranteed, to come back in your life. Don't take her back. Justice has to be served. She's a solicitor. She's in law. She understands that.